Hi, how's the weather? Just kidding. Hey guys, this is 5 reasons INFJs and INFPs dislike small talk. Now, before I jump into the video, I want to say a couple quick things. There are certain circumstances where an INFJ or an INFP might like small talk or at the very least tolerate it. Today, I just want to talk about, in general, the main reasons why INFJs and INFPs dislike small talk, just when it comes to like strangers, everyday social situations, etc. There are more than 5 reasons why an INFJ or an INFP would dislike small talk. These are just the 5 that came to mind today, and I wanted to share them with you. It's totally open discussion. Feel free to leave in the comments what your reasons are why you dislike small talk. The other thing I want to say is thank you to all the new subscribers, also return subscribers, welcome back, and the channel's growing and I really appreciate it. Alright, so the first and most obvious reason why we dislike small talk is that we're introverts. Like if I'm on an elevator and I have my face buried in my phone, like I'm trying to indicate with my body language as obviously as I possibly can that I'd like to be left alone, I'd like to stay in my personal space, and then a stranger just goes, "Boy, it's a scorcher out there today, isn't it, man? It must have winds from the north. It must be in the high 90s today." Thank you, I didn't notice. Now here's the thing about it, in a situation like that, okay, and I want to know from the INFPs out there, because maybe you're the same way, I don't know. A lot of INFJs might tolerate a situation like that because we have auxiliary extroverted feeling, right? And if we're kind of lonely, we haven't been out of the house in a few days, and we're trying to connect with someone, if somebody in an elevator approaches us about that and they seem like an otherwise tolerable person, we might respond back and be like, yeah, it's been hot. They're going to be deviations in how the personality types respond to something like that. In general, if we are indicating that we would like to be left alone and someone is trying to strike up small talk with us, being as how we are introverts, we would just prefer that they would honor our boundaries and give us privacy. Alright, so this kind of leads into our second reason INFJs and INFPs dislike small talk, and that is, I don't know you. You're a stranger. Now bear with me, okay, because reason number 3 is totally opposite of reason number 2. So one of the reasons why INFJs and INFPs are often very misunderstood is that it takes us longer in general to warm up to people. I mean, we'll get a hunch or a feeling about them, but oftentimes, not always, but a lot of times we've been hurt in relationships and in interactions with people. A lot of INFJs and INFPs were bullied when they were younger. Intuitives are looking behind the curtain, and we need some information about a person to make a decision about them as to whether or not we would feel comfortable talking to them, especially if they're a stranger we just met on the street. And if it's the weather that they want to talk about, they've right off the bat given us a pretty good indication that we may not want to interact with them. I don't know you, okay? Now again, I'll say this, okay? Because INFJs and INFPs are in the NF temperament, right? We are people-oriented, we are idealists. So a lot of times we will tolerate the small talk. We will engage with the person, or at the very least be cordial, but that doesn't mean we like it. And one reason I have noticed that I dislike small talk with people is that I just don't know them. I don't feel comfortable talking to them. Alright, the third reason INFJs and INFPs dislike small talk is because we want to get to know you. Provided that you seem like a reasonable person and not some creeper or something, we want to talk to you. We want to get to know you. But how are we supposed to get to the heart of the matter? How are we supposed to make an authentic connection with you if all you want to talk about is whether the Yankees or the Orioles won the ball game? I want you to give me some information about yourself that's going to tell me what's really going on with you. What matters to you? What are your hopes? What are your dreams? The NF temperament in general is really good at picking up on other people's emotions and their moods and what's going on with them. I know INFJs, we absorb emotions. We absorb energies of other people. To me, it seems pointless to talk about the weather when this person who's reaching out to me because they want to make a connection is hiding the fact that they're miserably depressed or that something seriously is going wrong with them. And I understand that there are social graces and that there are situations where it's best not to open up to someone. I think what it is that their heart, Okay? That's what it is. I think that's what I'm trying to say here. It's their heart. They're talking about the weather, but we see through it. We see what's going on behind the curtain. We want to know who this individual is, the expression of their heart. And it takes time to build relationships. But they were obviously comfortable enough to ask us about the weather, which indicates to us that they're really trying to make a human connection with us. There's more. There's something more that's going on behind that. And maybe for them that's satisfactory just to talk about the weather. But for us, it's like, look, I can already tell that you're having a hard time. And this is what I'm saying to myself. I can already tell that you're dealing with something, a serious issue in your life. Share something with me about yourself that's going to indicate to me the kind of person that you are at a heart level. We want to know them. It's really difficult to really get to know someone when you're just talking about small talk stuff. We prefer to just get to the real issues because we see through all the other stuff anyway. And this leads me into a fourth reason INFJs and INFPs dislike small talk, and that is that small talk is just superficial. Plain and simple, it's superficial a lot of times. At the timing of this video, the southwestern portion of the United States is being bombarded with apparently one of the worst heat waves in the history of recorded temperatures. Like Death Valley is like supposed to get up to like 125 or something like that, and like Phoenix, Arizona is apparently it's like they're under some sort of a heat advisory. Okay. To me, it seems superficial to give the same response about the weather that anybody or everybody else would, right? Boy, it's really hot today. Well, this is definitely not jacket weather. It's too hot. It's going to be in the hundreds all week. Yes, I know. And that's good, and that's okay. But let's talk about why. Let's talk about, I don't know, global warming, whether you agree with it or not. Stimulate my mind by talking about the mysteries of the universe. Or if we're talking about sports, right? Rather than just quote stats, tell me about your favorite athlete. Maybe they were a childhood hero. What was it about them, or what is it about them that you followed their career? You know, they inspired you in some way. Does that make sense? Small talk is superficial and it's boring. That there is a place for sports stats, and there is a place for talking about the weather. And I'm not saying we shouldn't do that. I'm saying, you guys, that this person that we are communicating with, they hopefully have so much more substance to them than they are letting on, and that they are sharing. Talking about all the latest and the greatest of whatever's in the news and in the media and in Hollywood, to me, it just seems superficial. I'm willing to tolerate talking about that stuff, but I would rather talk about the heavier issues of life, the serious issues. You know, like hopes, dreams, desires, goals, love, romance, future, life, death, transcendence, the afterlife, aliens. Alright, you guys, so a fifth reason INFJs and INFPs dislike small talk is that we generally don't connect with other people the same way sensors do. Sensors connect talking about and dealing with things related to the five senses, what they can see, hear, feel, taste, and touch. Intuitives, on the other hand, we're more focused on the abstract, what's behind the curtain, ideas, possibilities, theories, etc. You guys, I've mentioned this before, but it's estimated that approximately 75% of the population are sensors, or they use a sensory learning style, and only 25% of the population are intuitives and use an intuitive learning style. The world is set up to operate for the sensory population because they are in the majority. In my opinion, society's acceptance of small talk has a lot to do with this. I think that sensors, being sensory, are more comfortable talking about sensory-related things. To me, that just makes sense. I'm sure that there are some sensor personalities out there that would like to connect by talking about abstract or intuitive conversations. And conversely, I think that there are intuitives out there who don't mind small talk and even enjoy it, right? But by and large, you guys, sensors and intuitives don't generally communicate quite the same way. All I'm saying is, because the majority of the population are sensors, you're going to get a lot of small talk, because I think that sensors are just more comfortable operating in the world of the sensory. That's just my opinion, and I'm not saying it's bad. For sensors, it's great. It's just that intuitives, we connect with other people differently, and NF personalities in particular really connect differently. Here's another way to look at it, and then I'm going to close. You could say that for an INFJ and an INFP, talking about dreams, hopes, humanity, issues related to humanity, concepts and ideas like love or crazy conspiracy theories or any of these kinds of things, you could say that for intuitives, and especially for personality types like INFJs and INFPs, that is our small talk. That is how you get to know us. That is how you communicate with us. Because it's drawing from that intuitive field of thought and idea, not from the sensory. You guys, I think this is an often overlooked reason why INFJs and INFPs dislike small talk. Reason number one, it's not just because we're introverts. Reason number two, it's not just because we don't know you. Reason number three, it's not just because we want to get to know you. Reason number four, it's not just because small talk is superficial. It's that number five, we literally connect differently with other people than the majority of the population does. Why do you dislike small talk? Please let me know in the comments. It might be one of these reasons. It could be a reason totally unrelated to these. Again, these are just the 5 reasons that came to mind today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe button on your way out, and I'll talk to you in the next video.